guys, thanks for stopping by. You are watching SD Tries to Play Raid Shadow Legends. And today's video is about a topic that I just feel Raid never really does. And that is giving us a free legendary reviver. A reviver. Isn't that wild? Now, you might be asking yourself, well, it's not a big deal, but if you really think about it, how many times has Raid given out a free legendary reviver? You know, I go back trying to think about, and I'm not talking about fusions. Fusions are free, but you gotta grind for them, you gotta work for them. I'm talking about you log in a certain amount of days, you get this champion, he's limited time only, the Alice, Skeletor, these are the two more recent ones. Syl the Drakes is a calendar login. You know, every player gets her after a certain amount of time. Probably the only free legendary reviver that you get in that sort of manner, that login, loyalty, reward kind of style. But honestly, I can't think of any other time where we get a legendary reviver this easily given to us for free by Raid. So I wanted to take this video to look into this champion and give you my thoughts. We're going to do this together. We're going to read this together. I haven't really looked into this champion much, but here we are on hellhades.com, one of the best websites for Raid Shadow Legends. And let's see what we got. This is a free legendary, Ludex Artor, part of Raid Community Week. Plarium has just announced an exciting event coming to Raid Shadow Legends next week, where everyone will be able to receive some insane free rewards, including the free legendary Ludex Artor from the Sacred Order faction. Pretty cool. In this article, we're going to break down the latest news and let you know what you will be able to get your hands on in the coming weeks. Okay, cool. So basically, it looks like there's an event here. Community Weeks is all about, you guessed it, the community. All right, so here's the event overview. This is a continuation of last year's event, now with exciting new additions, including, so we have that new reward calendar, we have a chance to earn fragments of the free community legendary champion Ludex Artor, which we talked about. There's a return of a trivia dungeon game show, that's pretty cool, and starring our favorite content creators. It looks like now I'm starting to recall what last year's event was. I think it was Nub Raids hosting that event, so pretty cool to see that they're going to try to do that again. A community vote to choose the final relic reward. I already voted for mine, so hopefully you guys have done that as well. And this is what that will look like. Personally, I think Wand of Submission is the insane one out of all these. They all have a use case, I feel. So vote accordingly to what you feel is the best relic, but my opinion, Wand of Submission is probably the most ridiculous and insane one of the four. Ludex Artor overview. Great, here we go. This is what I want to hear. So Ludex Artor, guaranteed reward, we already know that. Sacred Order Champion, legendary, support, and it's a Spirit Affinity, good to know. Will be helpful for both PvP and PvE. He's all about supporting your team. He heals all allies with a 1. Nice. Keeping them alive, buffs the whole team with increased attack and strengthen. Okay. Fills allies' turn meter with A2. That's really solid. Okay, we're looking at some PvP ability there. Has a single target revive, so it's a single target on his A3, allowing Revive Champion to attack the most injured enemy with their default skill. Really cool. And resets the cooldown of his A3 with his passive skill if the ally revived by his A3 kills an enemy within their activated attack. Nice. Okay, I see what we're talking about here. Speed, Arena Aura, which is always great. On top of that, which is always a good bonus. Okay, they read my mind there. Ludex Artor will be especially valuable asset for early and mid-game players and will become a great addition to your roster as a reviver for Sacred Order. Okay. All right, here's the abilities. This is what I want to see. Attacks all enemies on the A1. Solid. Any champion with an AoE on the A1, I think is helpful. You can slap a stun set on them, curse set. There's a few things you can do with an A1 AoE. And on top of that, you heal all the allies on your squad by 5% of this champion's max HP. Pretty solid. If we have high HP on this champion and you max him out with a ton of HP, this could be a pretty nice heal. So pretty cool. I'm curious to see what the base stats or the base HP for Artor are going to look like. Let's look at the A2 here. Incense of Inspiration. It's on a 5-turn cooldown, 3 when booked. Places a 50% increased attack, 25% strength buff on all allies for 2 turns. Okay. Fills the turn meter of all allies by 15%. Okay, so not a huge turn meter boost, but you get the addition of that increased attack and a big strengthen on everybody. Really cool. I'm a big fan of turn meter boost, as should everyone be. It is one of the most powerful abilities in the game to be able to turn meter boost your entire squad. So even though it is a small turn meter boost, I mean, we're talking only 15%. There's plenty of champions that do 20%, 30%, including epics. But we're talking about what looks to be so far a versatile support champion that also can help your team do more damage. So really cool. And it's on a 3-turn cooldown, which is great. Revival Mandate. Here's the revive. It appears. It is on a 4-turn cooldown when fully booked. Revives an ally with 50% HP, 50% turn meter. Okay, not the worst, not the best. Also places 50% increased attack buff on that ally. Okay, so we got plenty of increased attack coming from Artor for your team here. So that increased attack will last 1 turn, then activates that revived ally's default skill, targeting the enemy with the lowest HP. That could be pretty freaking cool. I mean, I don't know how useful this will be just yet, but I'd love to see this in action. We'll definitely give it a try. It might be a really cool little arena ability. We'll see. Obviously not super useful against bosses unless your A1 is enemy max HP A1. Not a lot of champions. Are there any champions with the A1 enemy max? I think Acrizia. You know, if you're using this against the boss, I don't know. Well, this definitely an arena ability there. Sentence to life on the passive. So it does have a 3-turn cooldown when booked on the passive. If an enemy is killed by an ally's default skill after being revived by the Revival Mandate skill, resets the cooldown of the Revival Mandate skill. Also, another cool mechanic there. Not bad. And then we have a Speed Aura in Arena. So definitely an Arena champion. 25%. Solid. Not the worst aura, and definitely not the best, but an above average. I would say the average aura we're looking at is about 19-20%. We're looking at 25 here, so that's not bad. He-Man recently came out with a 28% speed aura. We know Arbiter has that 30% speed aura. So still an above average speed aura if you don't have one that high. Really cool that they're giving that out for free. What else do we have? Okay, so here's the graphic with those abilities also on there. Really cool. All right, so yeah, my thoughts. I mean, it's a free freaking reviver, right? I mean, it looks like you have that AoE on the A1 is going to be super helpful. If you don't have, faction wars completed for your Sacred Order faction, this is going to be a great way to do that. Revivers are key, I think, to completing faction wars. I've already completed my Sacred Order faction crypt, so not necessarily something I'll be using Artor here for, but I am very curious how Artor will do in the arena. We have yet to see any multiplier information here. Maybe this guy can smack, we don't know. Supports usually don't, right? But would be really cool if he could smack. So if we have some solid multipliers on him with an A1 there that could smack, that would be crazy. In that case, it would be cool. I don't think that it will be the case because it's a free champion. I don't foresee Plarium giving everyone an OP champion of that level to everyone like that, but you never know. Definitely a decent looking champion, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Is this a champion you guys are excited about getting? Is this something that you guys have been looking forward to? Just remember, if you want this guy, well, actually, he's guaranteed, so if you don't want to miss any rewards, is what I mean. Remember, you have to log in every day during this calendar event, and it looks like it starts on the 10th. So if you miss a day, you will miss those days' rewards. The only thing you can't miss will be Artor Fragments and the Relic. Those are guaranteed rewards, even if you miss a day. But try to log in every day, even if it's just to collect those rewards. That's my recommendation. And yeah, right here it says clearly April 10th is when the calendar starts. So get on it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy Artor for the Sacred Order faction. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.